sure that I'm on. All right, hello. Good afternoon. I wanted to talk a little bit today about how do you become a designer? Let me get my cards here. I've got some cards even as well. How do you become a designer? How to become a designer? And really, I've been thinking about this a little bit this week in everything that I've been doing. And if you Google this, how do you become a designer? You get so many answers, like how to become a user experience designer, how do you become a graphic designer, how do you become a fashion designer? But what about just designer, or even fabric designer, or quilt designer? Hi, I'm Ali. Nice to meet you. Great to see you here today if you haven't met me before. I am glad you're joining me. I've been thinking quite a lot about my path to becoming a designer lately. I had to go on a podcast recently where I was talking a little bit about my design background, things like that. So it really got me thinking about what my journey to becoming a designer really was all about. So here's a little story for you. Once upon a time, I was a mechanical engineer who worked offshore in Indonesia on oil rigs. Yeah. Today I'm a designer who designs and makes quilts, and I teach other people about the design process. And the path to becoming a designer for me was probably a little bit circuitous, I guess. I studied engineering, I went to work overseas in the oil and gas industry, I moved to Italy and had babies, and got into quilting. And in between, well, I've always been interested in design, like things around me, objects, buildings, architecture, fabric, patterns. Does this sound familiar to any of you? I'm sure you've got the same kind of passions as I do with these sorts of things. And maybe you're already on your path to becoming a designer too. Does your path have to be as circuitous as mine? Probably not. And here's why. I'm going to share with you a little bit about my process, my design process, which is something that I use to gather inspiration, to work through ideas, to evaluate those ideas once I've got them and develop them into quilts or textile pieces, or drawings, or prints, or whatever other kind of medium you work in. And this process is really the outcome of all of those years about finding my way as a designer. So I got to this kind of point of being able to confidently call myself a designer through practice and through following this process and iterating and working on my designs. And this process has really been key in building that confidence that I've got now, that I wanted to reach in have been confident in what I'm creating and being confident that the designs that I'm making are really worthwhile, that they really represent me and that they have something to offer to the world. So the path to becoming a designer is different for everybody. I'm sure you don't have to go on an oil rig to come up with, being able to call yourself a designer. But having a process to work through is really kind of key. So this word keeps coming up quite a lot, this design process that I've got. And having a process to work through your ideas is really really underpins that kind of confidence you have of being able to produce designs and call yourself a designer. And it's fundamental to make progress. If you'd like to know a little bit more about this design process that I keep banging on about and give it a try yourself, you can find it. I've put it all together for you in a document called Design Your Own Quilt in 5 Steps. It's available up in my bio. There's a link up there on the links page, and you can download that for free and get started and just see what this process is like. Give it a try. You never know. This might also be the key for you to unlock your identity as a designer as well, or even to help you kind of get your confidence up on how you're developing your designs as well. So grab the guide by clicking the link up in my bio and start your journey to becoming a designer as well, or even continue your journey and maybe in a little bit of a different direction. Anyway, I'll see you next time, and in the meantime, design your own way every day. Okay, that was kind of cheesy. I'm trying out like what do they call it, a tagline, is it called? A tagline? And yeah, I'm trying to come up with something, but I think that was a little bit cheesy. Let me know what you think. Anyway, grab the guide up there. Design your own quilt in 5 steps. I promise you this isn't cheesy. It's pretty much just a straightforward process of how to go about designing your own quilt. So if you're interested in that, go up to my bio and click on the link up there, and I'll see you next time. And design your own way every day. Okay, no, still cheesy. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.